So how do you get companies to sponsor you? Reignite the love of young Americans for sports by keeping your youth sports team well and alive. Learn how you can keep the tradition alive by gaining the right sponsors for your business. Sports have always been part of the American culture, especially among the youth. But now things have changed. Youth sports is dying. Less and less kids are participating. So how can youth sports teams reignite the energy among the younger generation? Hey guys, welcome to Creative. Here we use our passion for the game to change the game. Every week we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing how to get sports sponsorships. Revolutionize the game, and don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Let's admit it, less and less kids are participating in youth teams thanks to emerging technology and changing trends. But now that more and more kids are spending their times indoors, the number of parents who want their kids outside playing are increased as well. Now, how can youth teams reignite this fire if they themselves are starting to close down? A dying dynasty. Despite the booming sporting industry, little leagues are starting to die. While statistics may say that the youth sports sector is still alive, with a 16 billion share in the market, the truth's pretty far from the numbers. Since 2006, less and less kids are participating in games. Community playing fields are empty, and families with enough on their pockets are sending their games to play. With fewer participants, the funding of youth teams dwindled. Inevitably, smaller organizations closed down. But what if you're one of those that didn't? How can you keep your organization alive now that things have changed and live games are postponed until further notice? So let's talk about the importance of sports sponsorships. Whether you're in the big league or the little league, you know how important sponsorships are to teams and clubs. And thanks to the internet, its role in the game has changed. Brands now have a plethora of ways to improve their chances of getting sponsorships. And due to the increasing demand among parents of getting their kids back outdoors playing, youth sports clubs have the opportunity to reignite the dying tradition of youth sports. One of the main reasons why participants in youth sports is dwindling is the lack of funding. Less and less families have enough room to accommodate their kids' needs for community sports. And being in youth leagues is not cheap. So to continue the flood of participants to your team, you need to establish secure funding. Here's how you can develop your youth sports sponsorship presentation. So we're going to talk about how you can develop your youth sports sponsorship presentations. There are 4 things you need to prepare your sponsorship presentation. Understanding the purpose of sponsorships, completing your preparations, creating your package, and making a list of target companies. Understanding sponsorships. So let's kind of get into understanding sponsorships. Depending on who you ask, there are different benefits to sponsorships. Some people use it to widen the reach of their brands with some leverage and to build a positive reputation for them. Regardless of what their reason for seeking sponsorships may be, youth teams should have an understanding of what it can do for a business. Knowing what a sponsor expects from you gives you an idea of how you can market your youth sports brand. Do they want to gain more followers online? Then you need to boost the following of your social media accounts so that you have something to offer for them. Put yourself in the shoes of your would-be sponsors and imagine the pain points they want to elevate with your sponsorship. Afterwards, start developing your presentation from there. Talk about your fan base for the team, your players. Talk about your following. Talk about your website visits. So with that said, let's get into measuring success. Now that you know what your would-be sponsors are after from their sponsorships, you need to provide them with a way of quantifying the results of their investment. It's not enough to just say that you can help them achieve their goals. You need to find a way to help them measure just how successful your collaboration was. Going back to our earlier example, if a company wants to improve their following online and your youth sports team has the people they want to reach out to, you can then be sure if the sponsorship works. Their following will be the metric used to measure the reach that the sponsorship has offered to the sponsor. If they want to improve their engagement, then impressions will be their metric. The metric that both parties will use to measure the success of the collaboration will depend on their goals. So, before you set a way of quantifying the benefits a would-be sponsor can get from the sponsorship, you need to achieve this first step. Creating a package. Pitching for a sponsorship is similar to pitching a business deal between two companies. To give your would-be sponsor a better idea of what the sponsorship is, creating a package of what your team is willing to offer. Some of the more common assets most youth leagues offer are on-site booths during games, logos on jerseys, web banners on their websites, and even sponsored social media content. Having a package provides you with a better opportunity to negotiate the terms of the package. Additionally, it gives you a better idea of how you can quantify the reasons why they should sponsor your team. Don't be afraid to open yourself to negotiations and discussions. Times have changed, and most businesses who view sponsorships as marketing strategies are expecting more from leagues like yours. We talk about this all the time, your target audience. So let's get into listing your target. Now that you have everything you need for your youth sports sponsorship presentation, it's time to start shortlisting companies to contact, starting with the people you know. While it's not bad to reach for the stars, it's best that you start small. Look into community and reach out to parents who might be interested in investing in the youth sports league. Sponsorships are meant to last. They're not just deals that are made and get done in months. The more secure sponsors you find, the better. So instead of faring out of your circle immediately, spend some time researching and use who you know. Leverage the existing relationship your league has built within its small community and elevate it by offering them a win-win deal. Afterwards, you can start reaching out to local businesses and companies that match your same target demographic. If you have records of previous local companies who have sponsored the league, reach out to them. Present them with a better package than the ones you've signed on before. Look into growing businesses that could benefit from the added boost your team can give them. Keep our first advice in mind. Understand the purpose of sponsorships. Don't forget that these deals are meant to be fruitful for both parties. The more concern that you can show to your would-be sponsors, the higher chances of them agreeing to the deal. There's a deeper purpose behind sponsorships besides it being another revenue for your leagues. Thanks to sponsorships, teams are able to build and foster lasting relationships with the rest of the sporting industry. It gives them the reassurance that so long as their relationships exist and are cared for, their league will continue to thrive. Now, as a company, we understand the struggles of landing sponsorship deals. So if you need any help curating the right sponsorship presentation for your youth league, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our team of expert marketers will help you explore various opportunities your league could have with the help of the right marketing strategies. We hope you guys loved today's video. And if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and give us a like. Now, this is Zach with Creatitive, where business is our sport.